of diesel engines.
Hi, I'm Toups. Like Kyle said, I'm going to be talking about the diesel cycle and a little comparing between diesel engines and the Otto cycle gasoline engines. So to come some background on diesel engines, in 1892, Rudolf Diesel proposed the first diesel engine, which would be a constant temperature cycle. And he kind of found out that the goal of this constant temperature cycle was to compress the air until it exceeds the temperature of combustion. And he figured out that he couldn't really do that, so then he started seeing if he can create a constant pressure cycle. And that's how diesel engines perform now. It's a constant pressure cycle. Production of diesel engines began in the early 1900s, and they began expanding in automobiles, tractors, submarines, and everything else they are in today. Diesel engines have the same four-stroke process that gasoline engines have, which you have your intake, compression, combustion, and exhaust stroke, as shown. Shown though on this diagram is a diesel four-stroke process, and you can see where the fuel is injected in the power cycle. Gasoline engines, fuel is injected before the compression cycle, so you're compressing gas and air. There's a mixture instead of just here, you're just compressing air. That's the big difference between the cycles. The strokes are the same, but when fuel is injected is different. Like I said, our Otto cycle uses spark to ignite the fuel. So as you compress it, it gets to the point of where it's shooting at a certain pressure. The spark plug ignites, and that's when you have combustion. So our diesel engines compress the air so much that it gets so hot, fuel is injected, and instantly it combusts. So there's no spark needed, and it allows the engine to get a much higher pressure. So as you can see here, Otto cycle, your heat is added during a constant volume process, to where your diesel engine, you can see 2 to 3, your heat is added during a constant pressure cycle. Efficiencies, obviously remember our efficiency equation, and from that you kind of derive these equations below. The one on the left is the diesel efficiency, the one on the right is the typical Otto gasoline efficiency equation. And if you insert the same compression ratios and constants in these equations, the Otto cycle is actually more efficient, which I didn't realize that. But where diesel engines become more efficient is with their ability to go to higher compression ratios. So as you increase your compression ratio, your efficiency keeps on increasing. So because a gasoline engine can't achieve the same compression ratios that diesel engine can, most diesel engines are more efficient in operation. And that's due to that fuel-air mixture I was talking about earlier. So, and also adding to the efficiency, diesel fuel has the highest energy density per gallon in the transportation industry as a fuel. As you can see there, it's a pretty significant difference between the two, diesel and gasoline. And going back on what I said about compression ratios, whenever you have fuel and air and you compress them, if gasoline engines strove to get the same compression ratios that diesel engines do, you would have knocking of the engine, which sometimes you hear about. It's where your mixture is prematurely exploding. It's really bad for the engine, so that's why they need spark. You can't combust the combination to as high of a pressure as you can just with air. Also, adding to the efficiency, since diesel engines can run at such high pressure ratios, they often add turbochargers, which is basically a way to also increase the efficiency by forcing air into the combustion chamber. So the more air you can put in, the more fuel you can put in return, making a more efficient engine. And also provides much more torque and horsepower for the engine. This is kind of how a turbine or a turbocharger works. So it sucks in air from the atmosphere, and this blue air going in, which spins the compressor wheel, I'm sorry, saying that backwards. Your exhaust air out of your engine is coming into this turbine, spinning the wheel, which is turning the compressor, sucking air from the atmosphere and compressing it, which is then shooting it into your engine. So you're getting cold, your exhaust gas that would normally just go out of your car is used to turn a turbine to compress air, which is added to your engine, allowing for more fuel to be added to your engine with that air. So kind of a summary, diesel engines in general operate at higher engine compression ratios, and this is due to the fuel that we use, since you can just insert fuel without having to mix air and fuel before compression. This allows for additional use of turbochargers, which makes it all the more efficient. And I thought it was interesting that diesel engines in general move more than 90% of all cargo across the world, whether by truck, train, or barge. And that's it. Any questions?
So your diagram showed 2 turbochargers, one for the exhaust and one for the inlet air. Do they make turbochargers, is there a single turbocharger that uses both instead of having a twin turbo setup? You'd have one turbo that intakes exhaust into the outer shell and inputs inlet air through the impeller.
That's a good question. Do they? Yeah, I feel like they would.
Okay. Do you have questions?
Do we have engine in which we have tried coupling both this gasoline and diesel?
I don't believe so. I mean, I'm not sure how they would do that. Cause the biggest difference is your fuel and the engine. I don't know. I don't think they have. I don't know if they could.
It's more of a chemical side of chemical thing. If you mix gasoline and diesel,
Oh, like what you do.
what kind of fuel you get?
Yeah.
All of those,
From what I understand, diesel is like a
different
byproduct of the process we used to get gasoline. So they actually figured out they can use this byproduct, which turned out to be very well good. But yeah, I don't know if they've ever. I'm sure people have tried. I've just never heard about it. But they are very different. And diesel is very oily, and where gasoline is like a solvent, it dissolves quickly. So they're very different in that aspect. So I don't know if you really could mix them.
Kerosene is closest to an extra.
Really?
If you look at a stripping tower where they come